games, we just spit game about the game we love. Before we get into this video, go over to my reaction page, the Nuclear Reactor. Check out my sports reactions. Y'all will love it over there. But back over here, make sure y'all like and comment. That's how y'all get me into the algorithm. And then I'll go get them when my content hit them and fit them and sit with them. Subscribe and hit the bell notification so y'all can be notified for every time I upload. Hype my channel and share my videos. So look, while I was down battling this virus that I had, Draymond Green and Kenyon Martin got into a beef. It's funny because these dudes not MMA fighters or boxers, and the tough guy talk about the NBA is kind of weird to me. Like, they hoopers, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's some legitimately tough guys who are hoopers, but when it veers out of basketball, it's kind of strange. Now, Kenyon Martin was asked a specific question about who was the tough guys in the NBA now and back when he played, and he was given an answer. And Marcellus Wiley, for some strange reason, asked about Draymond Green, and Kenyon Martin took the bait. Draymond Green, to me, I don't consider Draymond Green to be like the stuff that Kenyon Martin said about Draymond Green. I actually agree with it. Like, I think Draymond Green is pretty calculated with who he goes after. I don't know this for sure. I don't know if Draymond Green's a fake tough guy for real. I don't really like his antics, but that doesn't mean he's not tough or you know what I'm saying, got that kind of heart. But you know, he does seem to, you know, he does seem selective with who he does, you know, crazy stuff to on the court. But hey, I'm not a huge fan of Draymond Green's tactics or his game. I kind of think of Draymond Green, like, I kind of feel the same about Draymond that I feel kind of like about John Morant, these gangster paradise dudes, these Coolio dudes in the league. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know if y'all know how this started, because it really gained traction when Kenyon was asked about it on Gil's Arena. But it didn't start in Gil's Arena. It started somewhere else. So I'm going to let y'all hear where it started. I'm going to let y'all hear a little bit of Draymond Green's response, and then Kenyon Martin's response to Draymond Green. And then I'm going to come back and give y'all my thoughts about this, because this is this is nonsense, but it's also funny. Check this out.
While we're here, I got a quick question for you. Because you always hear about players talk about those guys. Mm-hmm. So you hear like David West, or you hear about the Nene, you hear now it's like James Johnson. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a couple of those names out there. Mm-hmm. From your opinion, who are those guys? Like, that are really now? Those guys? But your time and now.
Them Davis boys from Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dale and Antonio. Dale and Antonio Davis.
Yeah.
Grown ass.
Well, we go there. I can say Oak and Mason, too.
PJ Brown.
PJ Brown?
Hell yeah.
I remember he flipped Charlie. I didn't know he was like that, though.
Flip, yes, nuts.
That will
He's
do
one
it.
of the reasons Charlie was like this, and he like this. So
see, don't mess size. Don't see. That's the thing, y'all. Different size. No, you.
No,
bro.
don't act like size don't matter.
From 9 to 99, blind, cripple, or crazy, you can
PJ
get it.
Do that to no big dudes. I saw him do it to Charlie.
Yeah,
so
but he just played a certain way. He was a certain thing. PJ didn't play. He didn't play nothing out there. Oak. There's certain guys that played hard. Zebo.
Okay, you haven't said a name that got a big
life.
Name.
I'm talking about that was
Draymond on that list or nah?
Nah, that's no.
That's a different.
I think Draymond. What Draymond does is sometimes calculated. Draymond ain't did nothing to nobody who's gonna do something to him. Do something back to him.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
That's the list I'm talking about.
That's all. He ain't did nothing to nobody who's gonna do something back to him. And I said it on our show. Ain't nobody hit Draymond in his shit yet. Ain't nobody. He didn't went up for a layup, and ain't nobody took him out the air. Ain't nobody hit him. Ain't nobody stepped on his chest. Ain't nobody did anything that he's done to nobody.
I've held off on responding multiple times. Kenyon Martin was born in Saginaw, Michigan, born and raised in Saginaw. So the constant shots has been a little confusing to me because I don't quite know where they came from. And you think, someone that was a number one pick that didn't quite have the career that I've had when you talk defensive player of the year or 9 all-defensive teams that I have, and he has 0. 1 all-star? Make no mistake about it. You are an all-star. I'll give you that. A lot of people can't say they're an all-star, so I'll give you that. You're a one-time all-star. That's beautiful. But you must admit, to be the player that you were and defender that you believed you were and to not have, a single all-defensive second team, it's kind of an underachievement. Number one pick in the draft. A lot of people look for that guy to win Rookie of the Year. Didn't. All-rookie team, though. First team all-rookie. I can't say I made any all-rookie team, so kudos. I tip my hat to that. It started off promising. Lost in a couple NBA finals. He got to sniff it. Didn't quite get a taste, but got a little sniff of it. In 2000, playing for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to see that championship through either. And my big brother, Martin Cleves, went and took that championship. So it's tough to sit in a space of continuing to speak on my name and call my name out as if I underachieved or am underachieving when I was just simply the 35th pick in the NBA draft and somebody took a swing on in the second round and it just happened to work out, to become one of the greatest players in the franchise history. It just happened to work out.
You have taken it that I've been taking shots at you. Your words. Shots, not so much. Speaking facts, getting paid to give my opinion now. So my opinion matters. And getting paid for it, so as well as yourself. So you can understand when something needs to be addressed, you always tend to address it. So, like I said, appreciate the acknowledgement, brother. You stated that I was an underachiever. And let's get into that first. Underachieving? Not so much, brother. If what I got into it for was different than most people, then, yeah, but what I got into it for was to play 15 years. Check. Right? So, being drafted number 1, select few. Year 2, making it to the finals. Year 3, making it to the finals. Year 4, being an all-star. Being traded from that said team for three picks. Three first round picks, sorry. Not 3 picks, 3 first round picks. Changed conferences. Played in the toughest power forward area that could possibly be. Underachieving? Nah. Held my own? Yeah. 2 microfracture surgeries. The only athlete to come back from that. Patella surgery, repair. Knees, all of that. Ankle, put back together. Still playing. Don't sit out of games. Can't tell me to sit out of games. I'm cut from a different cloth. You stated Kenyon was born and raised in Saginaw. Correction. Born in Saginaw. Oak Cliff made, brother. You talking about? So, cut from a different kind of cloth, man. I'm built different. And that word underachieving is thrown around too loosely. Right? It really is. And from someone who came into this thing to a bad team, year 2, make it to the finals, led said team in scoring. Can you say that? Don't think so, brother. Come back, do it again. Came up a little short, much better team. Played the Lakers, came up short. You say I got the sniff? Yeah, I went a couple times. Lost to some really good teams. Nothing to be frowned upon. Year 2, year 3, 23-year-old young man making it to the finals, playing against a dynasty in the Lakers. Yeah, really good team. And you mentioned that I never defensive player of the years and all defensive teams and things of that nature. We all know those things are biased, brother. You know what I'm talking about? Very biased. But the guys that I had to guard, different. Night in, night out, different. But ask them, same people who I had to guard, what did I bring to the table? We're not talking accolades here. You did your thing, man. You're a 4-time champion. Congratulations. But we all know, people that know this game and watch this game and know what to look for in this. They know, bruh. People that know basketball know what this is, man. Like, there's no way to around it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't even double figures for your career. Like, you can't, that's your personal accolade. That's something that you're not doing or doing. You're single digits across the board. You've helped, yes. You've been the ultimate glue guy. I am shocked and appalled that you don't have an Elmer's Glue sponsorship, brother. Because if look it up in the dictionary, they should have your picture next to the Elmer's Glue thing, bro. Like glue, Draymond. Yes, bro. Absolutely. Every team needs one. You change that dynamic the way certain GMs look at glue guys, right? Second round picks. Like, you changed the narrative for a lot of second round picks. Good job. I wouldn't know nothing about that. Never been considered a glue guy. Maybe later in my tenure after surgeries and moved teams a couple times, but no, not necessarily that kind of a glue guy. I was asked to do certain things and play certain people and score. I was actually, you know what? I was actually asked to score for us to win. I was actually asked to put that little round thing into that other little round thing. Like, for real, like they asked me to do, they ran plays, like, for me, like, to go do. I just wasn't a passer. I wasn't sitting there finding guys and two of the best shooters of all time. Right, that's what I wasn't asked to do those things. That just I was asked to go play actual basketball, like pass it to me, shoot it, score it. Yeah, those things.
Yeah. I don't think Kenyon. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Kenyon Martin was taking shots at Draymond Green. He was asked the question, but now we're in this period now in the social media age where everything that is not positive that someone says about you is a diss or a shot. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that's funny about it is Draymond Green's shots back to Kenyon Martin was on a different topic than what Kenyon Martin was talking about him. They were asking Kenyon Martin about tough guys, and then they specifically asked him about Draymond Green. Had they not asked him about Draymond Green, he was still naming people, but he wasn't going to name Draymond Green, and it probably would have been over. So he said what he said about Draymond Green. He did elaborate and say that he thinks it's calculated, and you know what I'm saying? So Draymond's response was on his basketball career. And honestly, some of the stuff Draymond said about Kenyon Martin basketball career was true. But this is the problem. Y'all not speaking from the same options on a basketball team. Draymond Green is not even for a lot of his career, Draymond Green hasn't even been the third option on the Golden State Warriors team. He just wasn't. I'm not even sure he was a third option when KD wasn't there. Like in the years KD wasn't there, like now and before KD got there in 17. I'm not even sure he was the third option then. He was an above average player. When Kenyon Martin said the defensive player of the year is a bias, I don't agree with that. I think sometimes defensive selections on like the first and second and third team, I think sometimes those can be biased, not defensive player of the year. So yes, Draymond Green gets kudos for being a great defensive player, but he's doing that in an era where defense is awful. I'm not talking about OKC. OKC is shining in an era where defense is awful and the offense chooses just to shoot mostly threes. So if you have a team that plays defense in this era, they're probably going to be one of the greatest defenses that ever played because offenses are dumb now. They just are. It's just a bunch of three-point shooting. They spread the floor out, but you just got to have a scheme on defense and hustle. Basketball is not what it used to be. It's not down. You don't play an inside-out game or even an outside-in game. You don't do that anymore in basketball. It's all outside. So I'm not talking about one or two teams that play great defense, which I love OKC because they do play great defense. I'm talking about, and by and large, in the era that Draymond Green plays in, it's winning defensive player of the year in this era is not that. It's not that it's biased, but it's not that impressive. You know what I'm saying? That's what I told y'all before about Wemby. The thing I love about Wemby is not his offense. I hate the way he plays on offense. He's too big to play like that. It's his defense. He plays defense like an old school center. He goes after everything. And I'm hoping when we get players out of the league, like, the LeBrons, who, God, he won't retire, Steph Curry, KD, Harden, these guys, we can that Wemby can somehow on the defensive end inspire the rest of the league, or at least his position, to play defense the way he plays defense. But I digress. Draymond Green winning Defensive Player of the Year is great accolades, but it's not that a Defensive Player of the Year now is different than Defensive Player of the Year back when Kenyon Martin was playing. It's different. When Kenyon Martin bring up the fact that the people that he had to guard, yes, because power forwards don't play like power forwards now. Draymond Green isn't guarding guys that's going to punish him down low because they don't play like that anymore. Power forwards don't punish down low. Again, being a Defensive Player of the Year in this era is not that impressive. It's not that it's biased. So yeah, Kenyon Martin had to work on defense. He was a great defensive player. But they're speaking from two different options. Kenyon Martin was a number one, number two option for most of his career. Draymond Green has barely been a fourth option. So Kenyon Martin is not. I don't know if he underachieved simply because of all the injuries that he suffered in his career. And Draymond Green definitely overachieved. Let's put it that way. But doesn't Draymond Green? I think Kenyon Martin's right. He averaged single digits across the board. You know what? Let me look this up. All right, listen to this. So I'm gonna read this off because, bro, what are you talking about? So in Draymond Green, 2014-2015 season. I'm sorry, still getting over. 2014-2015 season, he did average 11.7 points per game, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.6 steals. For his for where he was drafted, that's good. 2015-2016, he averaged 14 points per game. That's I think that's close to Kenyon career high. Wait, now I gotta look this up. Because I didn't remember that Draymond Nah, not that close. Okay. It's not that close. Kenyon Martin career high in scoring was 16.7. Oh, Kenyon Martin was pretty nice. Okay. 16.7. Okay. Yeah, so Draymond Green in 2000, so 14 points per game, 2015-16, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 1.5. That is excellent for his position on the team. That's excellent. That's he might have been an all-star that year. So yeah, he was probably the third option on the team that year. So he has been the third option. 2016-17, this is when KD got there. 10 points, 7.9, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Still excellent, fourth option. 2017-18, 11 points, 7.6 rebounds, 7.3 assists, 1.4 steals. Still excellent to me. It doesn't start to fall off until 2018-19. 7.4 points, 7.3 rebounds, 6.9 assists. Then 19-20, 8 points, 6 and 6 rebounds and assists, 1.4 steals. 2021, 7 points, 7 rebounds, 8.9 assists, great, 1.7 steals. 21-22, 7.5, 7 and 7, 1.3 steals. 22-23, 8 points per game, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. 23-24, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. 24-25, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. And this year, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 0.8 steals. Those are pretty impressive for his where he was drafted at. You know what I'm saying? When he first started, he was definitely overachieving. So Draymond Green, to me, has had it for where he was drafted at, has had an excellent career. But like Kenyon Martin said, Draymond Green is not wasn't anywhere near as important of a cog on as far as options on a team as Draymond. That's what's perplexing about this, because they're arguing from different options. They play the same position, but they're arguing from different options on the team. With Kenyon Martin was more at the 1 and 2. At the highest Draymond was a 3 on the team. And I don't know if that even went any higher if one of the Splash brothers were hurt. But I got to give it, like, his first maybe 4 or 5 seasons, all in all, he was playing some excellent basketball. What I think a lot of our problem is with Draymond, and what Kenyon Martin was, when he was asked a question, by the way, a specific question about a specific player, he just gave his honest thoughts. And I actually feel the same way that Kenyon Martin feels about Draymond, as far as how calculated he is with who he goes after. You know what I'm saying? Again, don't know the bull heart. Don't know if that's true or not. It just seems that way. But also, Kenyon Martin saying that we could sit down and talk about it later on. That part of the clip I didn't play. They could sit down and have a face-to-face about it. For what? Why? What do you need to talk? Sit down and talk about what? Talk about the same stuff that they've been saying about each other? You know what I'm saying? It's just like an intimidation tactic. If I don't get along with somebody and they really don't affect anything in my general vicinity, fuck, I need to talk to them for. Like, I don't really need to talk to them. But we in this era now where if you say anything about somebody that is not 100% positive, they think that you're taking shots at them. And I don't even think Kenyon Martin was taking a shot at Draymond Green. I think he was just saying what he honestly feels. I feel the same way. I don't know if I would have said it, but everybody ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Some people say what they feel. Draymond Green's response was weird because he was responding to basketball when the thing that Kenyon Martin was asked, it had nothing to do with basketball. It was about tough guys that are in the league, but that's the closest you get to it being on topic of what Draymond responded to take shots at the Bull career, which is insane. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why Kenyon Martin actually threw shots back about the glue guy or whatever. You know, it's just crazy, bro. Like, far be it from me to tell people what to get offended by, be sensitive by. Just speaking from myself, some things are to me a little bit small to be, you know, so sensitive about, but that's just me. People can be sensitive about whatever they want. And when Draymond Green said that the constant shot taking, I mean, I don't know if it's me or not, but did Kenyon Martin, was he taking shots at Draymond Green? Before what Draymond Green called a shot right here, which I don't think it was a shot, but was he taking shots at him? Like, you're not going to have everything positive to say about anyone all the time. Why people expect that, why some people expect that is wild to me. But anyway, Ring Culture, y'all let me know what y'all think down below. Do y'all think one of these dudes are right? You know what I'm saying? Or is this just, or Draymond Green too sensitive? Y'all let me know what y'all think down below. And always remember, we are Ring Culture, because the whole point of the culture is to win rings. For the culture, I love y'all. Peace.